What about North Korea? I noticed last week the U.S. dropped what's called the mother of all bombs, 21,000-pound bunker buster on ISIS. I wonder if that wasn't a signal to the North Koreans about something we could do there. What do you think will happen with North Korea?
Well, I've been frustrated with that since clear back in the Clinton administration, throughout George W. Bush and Obama and now. You know, Dave, I have to say that as much as I've watched this on the news and read what I can read, I don't have intel out of there that gives me any more insight than is available to the public. And I'm uneasy about psychoanalyzing the dictator up there in North Korea and what we should do. But I think that moving on him in the fashion that has already been brought brings pressure to this. It brings the Chinese maybe to the table. I understand that President Trump has said, you want a good deal on trade? Why don't you take care of North Korea for us? I don't know that that moves the Chinese, but that's a unique approach to this, and I think it might be a good one to move on. I have brought this issue up as far back as 15 years ago. We need to know what our capability is to take out their nuclear capability in an instant if we have to. And if we don't know that, then we can't follow a strategy beyond that.
And I'm sorry, and just to go back real quick on Syria and put a button on that, you mentioned, I think, goals or some of the fact. What should be the U.S.'s end game in Syria? Are we talking about a regime change there?
I think that a regime change in Syria, and this probably disagrees with our conventional thought out of the White House now, but I've long thought that Assad is not the biggest problem we have in that part of the world. And I think we're going to see some borders change in Iraq and maybe an independent Kurdistan and a Sunni Arab nation state created between Syria and Iraq and the Al Anbar region and part of Syria. That means defeat ISIS that's there and then push this down towards Damascus with the coalition of forces that may emerge in a more effective way. I put it this way, if Assad ends up being the de facto king of Damascus, that doesn't trouble me a lot. His influence would be diminished. I don't know who replaces Assad, so I'm reluctant to say regime change to what? I'd like to know the answer to that question first.